What up, Shadow? It's Cox in the house. You already know. We just got off the phone. Madame, I see you here. Look, before we even get this thing started, y'all, I'm just going to have to come straight off the hip, straight off the rip and give y'all some drip. You feel me? But look, I'm going to go ahead and make this thing live already because I'm going to start this video off. Look, I don't know what reality some people be living in. Like, oh, Dre's just always just this nice, positive fucking guy. Like, look, check me out though. I think that is one of my special abilities. But I have to address something right here. So in the comment section, I was looking up, this individual right here said, bro, your intro so long, I'm done. They had grandbabies, everything. I get it. You know what I'm saying? The babies died and reincarnated. The fuck? All right, bet. The whole thing is, you didn't have your notifications on, first of all. So you missed the fucking video. So when you came, you seen the bullshit in the beginning of the video, right? But, so guess what that means? You can double tap, right? And get through the damn video. So this is what I talk about when people just want to come out their faces or come off their fingertips, with bullshit. We have to address it sometimes because this is just stupid. When you can clearly double tap and get past the intro part of the video. So YouTube, see, this is stuff like that you wouldn't know because I'm pretty sure you don't have a channel that you upload on or you go live on that people watch you on, right? So you don't understand that there's things that happen behind the scenes. So sometimes if I take off the beginning of that part of the video, the whole day, the video will process and move the video out of line with the audio. So it was creating problems, right? So you wouldn't know about that though. My thing is, I'm one of these people. One of my pet peeves is people complaining about bullshit and stuff that they can't change. You can't, you get it? So I don't want to always come back. This is going to be the last time I post something about somebody in the comments saying some stupid shit. And for the rest of the stupid people that liked it, like, I just want to let y'all know straight from the horse's mouth that, look, man, y'all niggas is idiots. I just have to be real with you. You're an idiot. That's just how I feel. But I'm going to get to this video, though, man. Where everybody watching from? Where everybody watching from? Let's do that roll call. Some people ain't going to make the shift, man. Like, that's the same people that come to my channel. It was 5,000 people in here and I had like 1,000 something likes. Like, and I asked people to hit the like button. You getting this shit for free. That don't cost you nothing but hit the like button, but you'll watch the whole video. Explains a lot about you. We got VA in the house. We got New York, Chicago, you know what I'm saying? California, Australia, Michigan, Jersey, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Y'all helping me with my reading skills. Minnesota, Nebraska, Texas, Toronto, Oregon. Yeah, y'all hear the microphone? Look, my man's tried me. But look, I was searching in the comments though, and dude was like, yeah, your audio settings. Look, I do read y'all comments. The audio settings might be a little trippy or whatever. Boom. So I went back and checked, and guess what? One of my brothers helped me out, or sisters helped me out. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Bring something to the table. Bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ready for this video though? Hey man, we got a good one. I put this joint together just for y'all. All right, let's get it. Let's get those fire emojis in here. Yeah.
We're developing a society to dumb down society.
Hey, look, obviously that shit is working, right? Obviously that shit's working. I appreciate it, Jonathan. I can't see the full name on this one. My bad, but I appreciate it. Appreciate you. You always donating. But yeah, look, I think that shit's working. They're dumbing motherfuckers down, man.
David Icke say that the secret governments of the world have technology that's 40 years advanced of what the general public knows. Yeah. What is your take on that?
Ooh, that's a low number now. He used to be right, but it's actually increased significantly. So I've been given top secret clearance in private space through my space agency, First Class Space, down here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And you attend the space symposium, you're sitting there with the big brass, you're sitting there with all these big, corporate CEOs from these space agencies, and you find out that we're more now 300 years ahead of the general population. 300. Whatever you could think of, it's already been done. And I'm talking about whatever you can think of.
So that would usher in, I mean, 300 years, that would usher in the golden age that you say that we're heading into now.
Yes.
Why are they withholding this technology? Do they not want us to be in the golden age?
Yeah, they don't want that. The powers that be, they truly feel, I'm talking about the elite of the elite, the true hegemonic oligarchs that run the planet, the 5 people, and with the, that descend down into 100 families. They literally have stated out of their own mouths that they feel that they have the right to rule over humans. They don't even call us people, they call us humans. And they believe that they're direct lineage to these Atlantean Anunnaki people that were here in ancient times. And they feel that they have the right to rule over us and dominate us. And it's been bred into them so deep genetically that they'd rather rule a planet of darkness than a planet of light. And it's only going to come down to when enough people become conscious and stop participating in their systems, their global system, is that we'll be able to overthrow that system and create our new one and really head more rapidly into a golden age. And all these technologies will be released to the public.
Are these 5 people that you talk about, are they hybrids, or are they full out humans, or just full out kind of alien beings?
They're full out humans with bloodline lineages to some of the previous Anunnaki rulers or elites that used to run the planet in ancient times, tied to the Sumerian kings list that's in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, England.
Okay.
Y'all gonna shut up about that microphone. I see y'all, bro.
I want to go now to the history of humanity.
I get on my nerves. Look, I'm gonna turn the audio down on this one though. It ain't gonna be nothing but music, but this is the movie though. Well, y'all get a chance, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's gonna come out in the United States, man. The poles gonna shift. Earthquakes, hurricanes are already happening now from the magnetic pull from Nibiru, as in the near Earth. Damn, that shit's crazy though. Increased gravitational force on each planet. They already been talking about this. You know how long it takes to make a movie with like really good graphics and shit and sellable? They got a whole movie about this shit. Look at them coming out. Look at them orbiting us. Damn, Johnson, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Texas got me. Damn, that's what's up. I appreciate the support. Yeah, that's a whole movie, though, about this shit. You know, they don't want that to come out, though. I'll turn it back up for y'all.
Is it just me, or is anybody else wondering why everybody didn't freak out when there was a bunch of news articles and posts saying that fish were falling from the sky? Cloudy with a chance of flippers.
Ginger egg.
Weird weather phenomenon causes fish to fall from the sky in northeastern Mexico. Yeah, literally, fish just falling from the sky, and sometimes it was raining and other times it's not raining. So you know me, I deep dove into this, and it seems like this has been happening for hundreds of years. Rain of animals. A rain of animals is a rare meteorological phenomenon in which flightless animals fall from the sky. A rain of fish was recorded in Singapore in 1861 when during 3 days of numerous fish were found in puddles. Rain of flightless animals has been reported throughout history. In the 1st century AD, Roman naturalist Pliny the Elder documented storms of frogs and fish. In 1974, French soldiers saw toads fall from the sky during heavy rain in Melanin. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Rural inhabitants in Yoro, Honduras, claim fish rain happens there every summer. A phenomenon called not even gonna try. Seriously, fish, frogs, all sorts of shit's been falling from the sky. And did you guys know that honeybees and other bees can't fly when there's not light? That disproves gravity, doesn't it? Do you guys remember of this?
Oh, when suddenly, this happens. A flock of black birds swirl to the ground. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Hundreds of the birds appear like a plume of black smoke. A moment later, many of them fly off, but lots are killed on impact.
I'm starting to think that maybe this realm just spawns shit when it needs it. Like birds and frogs and fish and things like that. Like, honestly, I don't know what's going on here. I just wanted to bring it to your attention because the mainstream media is telling everybody this is why this happens. One hypothesis is that tornadic water spouts sometimes pick up creatures such as fish and frogs and carry them for up to several miles. However, this aspect of phenomenon has never been witnessed by scientists. So basically what they're saying is tornadoes are picking up the fish and frogs and things like that. And they're not just spawning out of nowhere. No, tornadoes are doing it, but nobody's ever seen a tornado. Consider this and think about it for yourself. I don't know what's going on. Your guess is as good as mine. But if you want to hear more weird stuff, check.
Hey, that's some shit that that sounds like some stupid shit some people be saying in the comments. Like, what? Look, niggas believe anything, but look, we believe certain stuff. I believe certain stuff that might sound crazy, but this right here, look, this is a whole tier of like, you know.
Got my podcast, link in my bio, top button.
Or the hierarchy of mind-controlling parasites. They need to be fed. Look at these guys. They're eating every bone, everything, and they've got all this beautiful stuff sitting here, and I want it. Okay? And you guys don't even know what that is. Okay? Never even had fish. They've had to throw a rat in there one time, and they ate it. It was a dead rat they got off of a rat trap, and I just threw it in there just to see what they would do. They're pigs. They rolled in it, and they ate it and fought over this nasty with maggots in it. And I just threw it in there. I figured, they'll just smell it just because it's an experiment. Remember, pigs, if you're eating pig, guys, I can just tell you this. You're making a big mistake. Remember, the pig is the dirtiest animal in the world. It'll eat anything and anything. Remember, a cow only eats grass. Okay? It doesn't eat corn or anything, or wheat or soy, but it's a vegetarian. You eat animals, okay, that are scrappers, then you get all the parasites that live in the pig. Remember, the pig tapeworm is bad arse tapeworm. And maybe we'll go ahead and put a picture in this, in the video here. The pig tapeworm, if you've had pig, and maybe not, it doesn't matter. If you've got an egg and they secrete out 200,000 to 300,000 eggs a day, and the pig tapeworm has to go through 5 different cycles in your body. It starts in your stomach, it goes and bores out into the small intestine to the liver, it goes to the liver, makes a house of babies, and then it goes back into the bloodstream, it goes to your brain. Okay, you got lesions in your brain, you got certain things on x-rays, these are the tapeworms. They control different parts of your body by having children that this thing, this alien, goes in different parts of your body. Goes in the liver, makes babies, goes back in the bloodstream, goes into the brain maybe next, and makes babies. Then once it's made babies in there, remember, it's making a colony, it's like a bee. It goes into your heart, makes babies. Goes into your gonads, makes babies. Wow, this thing's a machine. I know. And then it comes back around into your lungs, and you you cough it up, you get cold, you think it's a fever, you think you got a sickness.
And that shit got a lot of y'all, look, a lot of these niggas like, oh, I ain't gonna stop eating pork. And then till they said, boy, them nuts. I'm gonna come out and say, he said them nuts. Hey, look. That just helped out a lot of people when he said that part, though. Sometimes you need to hear it.
And this is the last cycle of the pig tapeworm, the last cycle of the beef tapeworm, the last cycle of the fish tapeworm.
It can be hard if you've been programmed to eat it and stuff like that, but, you know, when you hear the truth, I mean, because they don't sweat. They don't have glands to sweat and let all that toxic out their body. So, I mean, I get it. Like, look, man. I'm gonna shut up and move on.
These things have cycles in your body. They don't just come in your stomach.
That's a tough one, too.
Okay, we've done lots of videos on this. Now, as you can see, they're getting a little full now. They're not eating as fast.
Wait. 60 seconds of your time. Seriously, that's all I'm gonna need here. You know how they told us in school, Pythagoras, Copernicus, all these guys figured out that the earth was a ball through sticks and shadows and other things, and that everyone thought that the earth was a ball? April 21st, 1900, says the Earth is round. It is painful to read that Sir John Gorse, the head of the British Educational Department, is in serious trouble and has been threatened by Mr. Ebenezer Breach and other taxpayers of the city of Portsmouth in the Kingdom of England with prosecution under the Impostors Act. It seems that the schools of Portsmouth have been teaching the damnable and heretical doctrine that the Earth is a sphere. What? These guys were flat earthers? Ebenezer and his friends know, of course, that the Earth is as flat as a pancake. If you really sit down and think about it, think about the quadrillions of gallons of water in the ocean. Water doesn't act like that. Uh-oh. If you want more truth, check my bio.
And I'm quite sure y'all.
He came out with the documents though.
YouTube, on the commercials that they're playing right here. Here we have this large pyramid structure, and the witness, they can't believe their eyes. Over the Pentagon. Now you can search this up for yourself. Several different people saw this in the sky, and it was a pyramid over top of the Pentagon, and they didn't even know it was there. They didn't even know it was there.
Middle structure, and the witnesses, they can't believe their eyes. It's absolutely shocking.
Appreciate you.
4 different videos recorded from
four different people that didn't even know each other, that was riding down the road and saw this pyramid structure sitting over top of the Pentagon. I guess that's Project Bluebeam, huh? I guess that's Project Bluebeam.
angles. These people don't know each other. We have preliminary results.
So listen to me, my people. Keep thinking this shit's a game if you want to. Call it what you want. Keep thinking there was a war in the heavens. Keep thinking it was this was an enslavement and not an embarrassment. This shit is over.
That shit was over the White
Clinton
House.
Is seen in
recorded by, look, y'all got the significance and different people picking it up. That says
a
a
trance-like
lot.
state. Further, he looks almost plastic and stiff, whilst his right eye appears hollow and black.
In covertly recorded off-air transmissions from the Bush-Clinton presidential election campaign in the 1990s,
that like button. Appreciate it,
we
Quincy.
can see that Bill Clinton was nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person who is under a hypnotic trance.
However, Clinton isn't the only politician said to be mind-controlled. In this clip, taken from a 1990s conspiracy documentary series, the crew conduct an interview with US Department worker, Kent Weideman. Apparently, at one point during the interview, Kent's mind control is momentarily broken, leading to a brief but creepy moment on camera.
We have no evidence at this point that the Chinese government is engaged in any policy or in any actions aimed at wiping out the Tibetans, or in short, reflecting a policy of genocide either against the Tibetan people themselves or against their culture.
At one point in this interview, we see that his mind control programming breaks down.
What about self-determination for Tibetans?
To a very strange.
That man, look, that shit was weird as hell, wasn't it?
In the middle of the presidential meeting, the White House press secretary began to have very strange behavior. If you look into his eyes, we can see how truly bizarre it really was.
Yeah, they got trigger words.
Put something come out of something as ugly as a cow and a little precious baby. Think about that. Cow's milk is for cows and mother. Can you imagine taking some mother's breast milk out in the barn and giving it to the calf? That cow would run you out of town. Don't bring this milk out here. And then they just had, in my book, Natural Diet, came out 1971, on page 60, I document how milk is one of the #1 killers of children. About 4 months ago, and Johns Hopkins University, they held a big press conference, and all these scientists said milk is one of the worst things you can put. Even Dr. Spock was there. And say, we suggest you stop taking milk now. They don't say that about whiskey. They don't say that about dope. They say wean them off. You know. But here, let me tell you. The most important ingredient in milk is not calcium. There's more calcium in corn. There's more calcium in spinach than you find in cow's milk. The most important ingredient in milk is called casein. Casein builds the bone structure to carry the body's weight. Cow's milk has 300 times more casein than mother's milk because cow's milk have to build the bone structure to carry a ton plus. Yeah. Whereas mother's milk just have to build the bone structure to carry 175 pounds. Yeah. Cow's milk has enough casein because it has to double the weight of the calf within 4 to 5 weeks. Mother's milk have to double the weight of the baby within 8 to 9 months. Now, let's look at casein that comes out of milk. What do they make with it? Kerosene out of cow's milk. What's the #1 thing they make out of casein out of cow's milk? Glue. Now, I ask you, is it a coincidence that the #1 milk company in the world, Borden's Milk, just happened to make Elmer's glue? Or do they know something? And it is that gluey stuff that gets in children's chests, and some can't throw it off, and the lungs collapse. They call it crib death. It's not crib death. It's from cow's milk. And the dairy farmer might not know it. But the dairy scientists know that. And they don't care. And if you go anywhere in the world, now you scientists, the Center for Disease Control right here. Yeah. All right, you scientists, I tell you what you do. Find a country that have never used
Message, look, I was always one of those kids that didn't like milk anyway, nigga. So I've never had that problem, you know. But I do, like, it makes my bones hurt literally when I see, like, grown-ups, especially grown-ups, but nobody should be drinking that. Drink that shit. Like, we can't be friends, like, type shit. Like, you too grown for that. I'm just playing, but yeah.
Victor Schauberger created an amazing vortex technology.
Check this out, though.
He actually analyzed and studied fish in a stream. He noticed that trout were able to stand still in a moving stream because of the vortex of the water flow over their body. He analyzed the same exact thing in salmon who were swimming upstream. This vortex flow of water over the fish's body gave him the concept and idea to create a vortex-based technology that was fundamentally based off of pulling instead of pushing. So his actual technology would allow you to be pulled through space instead of pushing against space. Victor Schauberger's egg-shaped vortex-based engine became critically acclaimed. Eventually, a corporate conglomerate kidnapped him, brought him to another country, forced him to sign over the rights to his invention in order for him to get back to his family. When they did release him back to his family, he was found dead 5 days later.
Victor Schauberger is a physicist who created a device called a repulsine, which used vortex generation to actually create lift and maneuverability of disc-shaped objects. The interesting thing about his techniques is that Schauberger actually believed that we were doing things wrong in physics. He said that birds did not fly, they were flown, and fish did not swim, they were swum. So all you really had to do was tap into the forces that existed in the ether around us, and you could actually generate movement and theoretical performance like a flying saucer.
Look, man, we've been working on that. We've been had these things.
Schauberger invented a number.
So don't be surprised. Like, they're going to show the ships and stuff, but I don't want to drag that along right there. It's going to be a little long one. No pun intended, but. Nah, that one had a copyright. Had to skip that one.
Is a Dravidian, right? But Dr. Shiva could easily pass off as black. If you don't know, you could put Dr. Shiva next to me and we could both say we black. You know what I'm saying? But he's not black. He's not me. He's another species, right? So whatever species created him is where other genetic engineering instances took place. So if somebody was to ask me scientifically, not being racist, just dealing with the facts, everybody on this goddamn planet come from, we have our own creators. And even when you go into the Bible, it talks about Elohim, right? Mm-hmm. They said the original word for God was Elohim. So the verse is really not, in God shall let let us like make man in our images, and Elohim said let us. Elohim means many gods. So the whole thought of the whole monotheistic thought train to me is fallacy. But long story short, I would tell you that white people were genetically engineered by extraterrestrials.
So since people want to act stupid about the evolution theory, I'm gonna let a white man tell you himself.
Now, if we go back really to the out of Africa idea, you know, I mean, partly the fact that, you know, the whether it was a lush environment they were in, there wasn't really much incentive for people to go walking thousands of miles to do things. It's more likely, given this scenario and what Nigel hypothesizes, is that really in the same way that I mess with organisms on plates, that these guys were messing with us as a species, really looking for advantageous genetics, not so much racism as.
Look at account. Look, when you, especially on TikTok, boy, they be vulnerable. Your account go down, bro. Like, just if you say you black on TikTok, oh no, you're not. They find any reason on there. That's why y'all see my account in there, but I don't never post.
He's like asking me like, do you wear suntan lotion? I'm like, yeah, because I've been out in the sun before without suntan lotion, and I got like horrifically fucking burned and had to like deal with it for like a week. And he
we don't even think about.
He told me that I shouldn't be putting suntan lotion on my kid. Bro, I went to the fucking,
like cancerous or something?
I went to the beach. It's amazing that you guys are so in tune with your blackness that you can't imagine what it's like to be white. Trust me. So you go to the beach and you don't put suntan lotion on?
I've never put suntan lotion on in my entire life.
I didn't know it was like
It
that.
wasn't until I seen Jersey Shore. I was
thought
like,
that even,
why are they tanning so much?
I thought, Gina? No. What the fuck? I thought black people still rock something.
Laura, you fuck with suntan lotion? Damn. Really?
Wow, I had no idea.
What about you, Lush?
Shout out to Black Skin. That's amazing.
How? It must have been. Lush a real nigga, so he like, nah, I'm cool. It must have been.
You put suntan lotion on. What? You look like Uncle Fester. How the fuck do you not put suntan lotion on? The sun reflects off of you? You're so woke? What the fuck? His Italian DNA protects him from the sun. What the fuck? You look kind of pasty over here, my boy.
You been having suntan lotion your whole life?
Yeah, of course. I get fucking insanely burned. My skin will be peeling off if I don't.
What? Like your whole back black?
Okay, and listen, I have pretty durable skin for a white guy. I would say, like, through all those years bike riding and stuff, I never wore suntan lotion. We'd be out in the sun for fucking a million hours. I would come back sunburned and shit sometimes, but it wasn't that bad. But when I go to the beach and I'm just like no fucking shirt on, just getting blasted by the sun, I'll get destroyed. Josh, you got this kind of skin that gets annihilated by the fucking sun, right?
I can spend like 45 minutes outside.
What? Yeah.
That shit wild. I never think about that.
If the Earth was actually a ball spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, chasing the sun at 500,000 miles an hour, and orbiting the sun at 66,616 miles an hour on average, don't you think it'd be pretty easy to prove that in court? Well, I'm here to tell you today, it's absolutely not. You think that flat Earth is so stupid, but your guys' entire model is completely unprovable, and all it is a bunch of theories. Thompson vs. Garcia 2019 court case. Essentially what happened here is Zen held a contest for $5,000. This guy sued him for $15,000, and he not only lost once, but twice in court. The rules to the contest were really simple. All that we wanted, all that Zen wanted, was a real-world experiment to prove curvature, that the radius was 3,959 miles. The reason he lost? Tried to prove the curvature by using a computer software. We don't want your guys' software. We don't want your guys' math equations. Show me some real-world experiments or evidence that there's curvature to the Earth, because I'm not seeing any. If we go to like 130,000 feet and the horizon is completely horizontal, I don't know. All that I'm trying to say here is that if this was reality, I feel like it would be obvious. I feel like it would be easy to prove. I feel like we wouldn't lose in court if we were actually doing any of those centrifugal motions around and with the sun. If you want to hear me talk more on flat Earth and many other topics I definitely could never talk about on here, you're going to want to check out my link tree in my bio. Top button.
That dude is so condescending. But you got to understand where he's coming from, though. as soon as he start his accounts and shit on TikTok, bro, they be banning him. They be deleting all his shit. So I don't want to hear that it's just a black thing. Look, they coming after his ass. This man got like 5 different TikTok channels, bro. Look, when you start hitting on the truth a little bit, like, ooh, you know, they gonna have to try to get rid of you. They ain't trying to hear that shit.
I'm about to speak some truth here. Majority of the Anunnaki are actually black. This is because black people have the strongest souls which possess the most power. It all has to do with the pigmentation of their skin. Darker pigmentations of your skin allow you to absorb more frequencies of the sun. Because the sun is known to strengthen the DNA of your soul, this is why they are so powerful. The system knew about their power. Why do you think the system gave them such a hard time? They were trying to contain it. I'm just here to tell you the truth. And the truth is, everybody's getting their power back. And there's going to be a power shift real soon.
Yeah. I know what type of skin that was. That wasn't no gator. That was full-blooded Negro skin right there. But wow, you know. But we seen that though. Like what, a couple months ago, I posted a video, and they used to make clothing and bags, and some of the families still have the bags and pieces that's still made out of our ancestor skin. Yeah. But we supposed to be okay with that. They black as hell. Some of y'all ain't know this shit, did y'all? Yeah.
I was taken into the secret space program when I was 6 years old. Then I was transfused with reptilian DNA and another pink substance. I don't know what it was. And then overnight, I grew 8 feet tall, turned into 1,000 pounds, super soldier, half reptilian, half humanoid. And I had our training grounds in Utah, underground bases there. And then we quickly ascended to the moon and Mars, did our 20 and back missions there. And then I quickly climbed the ranks to become General Hendricks. And then I served directly in the Dark Fleet underneath the White Royal Reptilian. The Royal that I served, he had half his skull missing, and he had a crystal dome rock surface over his brain, which enhanced his psychic abilities. He was always on the bridge, and I was his right hand man. I was his general that controlled his battalions. And as of today, I'm still serving in the secret space program.
That nigga was breathing hard as a motherfucker.
They were 9-10 feet tall entities, and they told him that they were preparing for an intergalactic war with God, and that they were going to win. What happened was they opened up this portal, they created a rift, and entities began to come through. Not just this horror of Babylon being birthed, but other entities. The federal government at the highest levels have known that these are not space aliens, that these are entities coming from another dimension.
He breathing like he was doing burpees, right?
Old manager, right? And no, if I'm lying, I'm flying. He's phoned me and we're in the studio and I put him on loudspeaker, old manager, and he's like, yeah, like, what you lot thinking about the deal? Like, yeah, we want to sign it, but we want to wait and see what happens. And like on God Shams, yeah, his voice changed in like a demon's voice. Sign the deal. Sign it now. Sign it. Sign it. I got so shook I threw my phone on the floor. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Wallahi. And me and Crep just staring at the phone on the floor like, what the fuck? His voice just changed into like a gremlin. And all he kept saying is, sign the deal, sign the deal, sign the deal. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I dropped the phone and stepped back like this and we're just staring at the phone for about 3 minutes. Like, I'm like, did you hear that, bro? He's like, yeah, bro, like, what the fuck's that? Like, that's mad. So I picked up the phone and I phoned back my manager, like, yo, bro, like, what happened to your voice, bro? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, bro, your voice changed, bro. He's like, what are you talking about? So from then I was a bit, yeah, this is a bit funny. Ended up signing the deal anyway, but I was like 5 hours late. They still signed it. I was a bit skeptical. If you watch the video back, my face is a bit like,
yeah,
it's a bit weird.
Not with science fact. Everything that I present publicly in the books, public speaking, is all drawn from their own scientific journals and white papers. And then I'm able to see what they're doing. Not just extrapolate, but see in the real time what it is they're doing. Not a future agenda, but what they're doing right now today. The imminency of what they intend to do, which is opening this gateway. And understand that the world of science in terms of particle physics also overlaps into DNA, into biology. Yes. There's a multifaceted, multi-level agenda at play, not just with CERN, but it's proof of concept feeder labs around the world that feed into CERN. So we are talking about changing humans, changing the planet. We're talking about not only bringing in information through a portal, but we're also talking about definitively changing our way of life. This is a threat to our existence, to the creation of mankind.
A threat to our existence, a threat to the creation of mankind. So they're communicating with some kind of entity. You and I would believe that these entities are fallen angels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, look, like, who gave these niggas permission to just be busting open portals and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, we should all have like a vote on some shit like that. You feel me? Just busting open portals. Y'all know who doing that? Yep. That shit wild, bro. And it's a lot more portals than that though. Like I'm just talking, but it's a lot more going on than just that. That's like barely scratching the surface of the shit they're doing.
I can tell you that
Imagine the shit that you don't know about, you haven't heard about.
Personal experience, and I know there's many others who can tell you that as well. And you will graduate and be in that world, and you're going to be leading the soldiers and the sailors, the airmen and the Marines in that world. You'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You'll be dealing with little green men. You're going to be dealing with tribes. You'll be dealing with national leaders and local leaders. You'll be dealing with politics and economics. And you'll be dealing with direct fire and indirect fire. And you're going to be dealing with it all. And it's all going to be dealt with simultaneously. And for that, you're going to have to be ready. And that's why readiness, in my mind, is number one.
You're going to have to be ready for all of that. What does that sound like? What does that sound? That sounds like a damn battle to me, don't it? So while y'all down here fighting amongst each other and, you know, not wanting to band together, I bet you. Say, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Let's just put the Anunnaki out of the picture, right? Just say we just getting attacked by some shit. I bet you we'll look at each other. Us here, that color shit ain't gonna matter. We're gonna be trying to survive. Survival matters, y'all. That shit matters. I bet you'll be. Look, it's like that in the military too. These people can say they're racist, all this other shit, but I bet you when they're in need, when they need something, they will look at their black brother and be hoping that the nigga will save them. That's why it's a lot of undercover racists, just for that low, you know, just for that, you know, just in case moment. I might need these niggas. Like, I don't want to be the face of racism and the nigga be like, oh, fuck you. You know? Y'all get where I'm coming from? I'm just saying. When shit start to fall out the sky, niggas, look, don't look at me to help you. I'm here for my family.
Why would they have it set up to have people, individuals, on the planet Mars by 2012? Because the next year is what? What is it? Y'all read the books? Right, the next year is the opening of the Vortex. They need to get out of here before our ancestors come. Right in front of your face, they had Disneyland. In Disneyland, there's a large ball, a large metallic ball called the Epcot Center. How many people here knows what the word Epcot stands for? Does anybody know? How many people, let me ask the other question. How many people here have been to Disneyland? How many people here have visited the Epcot Center in Disneyland? Now you're visiting this thing, having fun in it, but what is the meaning of it? Epcot Center is an acronym for the experimental E, prototype P, experimental prototype community C, of O, tomorrow, an experimental prototype community of tomorrow. It's symbolic of a biosphere that the establishment has set up on the planet Mars. They know that in order to escape this meteorite shower, they have to escape this planet. They have to leave the planet. This is why they're setting up bases on Mars as we speak. Our ancient ancestors know the exact same thing though. They know that their children also would have to leave this planet or turn their bodies inside out. See, if you're only in tune with hydrogen up to the 99th element, then anything that affects from 1 to 99 affects you. If you have the ability, though, to bypass that and go on the other side of hydrogen or turn your body inside out, whatever happens to this physical planet will not affect you. If you have the ability and access to an organization that knows this, then you will also have an alternative, because the establishment or the government has nothing to do with you. They do not want to save you. They have a Project Biosphere 2, which has nothing to do with you. They're planning to get out of here. They want to get out of here before these meteorite showers come. That's why they've already gone out of here. Those who are in tune with the program are not afraid of the meteorite showers because we know what to do. We know where what Christians call salvation lies. We know how to escape these meteorite showers. And, like we said before, the Theonichians recorded these 7 thunders coming already. The Native Americans.
DNA.
That don't sound like a good day for somebody. You feel me? If you don't know what to do in these times, man, look, that's why we do these videos, man. We you know, have a good time, good atmosphere and shit, but pay attention. You feel me? Like, I tell y'all, do your own research. Just don't look at these videos and be like, oh, that's it. That's the actual, you know, go find this information. You already know what you're looking for. Go search it on other sites other than Google, man. Just don't go to Google. All right?
Holds a message. I went into one of the oldest and most mysterious spiritual texts, the Sefer Yetzirah, and it's only been translated into English once. Every single alphabet that has ever been known to exist has always had a mysterious number linked to the letter that it represents. When I took the ancient alphabets and I replaced the elements of the DNA with those alphabets, the DNA began to read as you read letters in a sentence in a page upon a book. When we replaced those letters with a periodic table and we began reading the text, the very first sentence in every strand of DNA literally says the words, God eternal within the body.
I can get into a whole nother breakdown over that.
I think a few days ago there was a tsunami in California. There's a hurricane headed to Florida. There's a snowstorm in New Jersey, New York. So it's like all of these storms happening at the same time. And you can't help but like wonder, what if it's just all being manufactured? Because you know that the government can produce storms, right?
Oh, shit.
Did you know that?
No.
In Dubai, it never rains. So the government produces rains because it's the only way that it'll rain in Dubai. Forest fires, floods, and hurricanes. For some, all the natural disasters we saw last summer are linked to the same thing, a secret climate-controlling weapon supposedly belonging to the U.S. Army named HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. Like, they have videos of it producing a rain cloud.
Here's something the mainstream doctors are not going to tell you about the Great Awakening. You're going to want to watch to the end of this one. If any of your soul family have ascension symptoms, you might want to share this piece of knowledge. As always, do your own research. And that best research is actually going into meditation and accessing the multidimensional space. There's a lot of ascension symptoms happening right now. I get a ton of emails and messages from people with aches and pains, tingling, migraines, all of these things. And when they check in, it doesn't feel like an illness, something you'd be going to the doctors for. What is happening here is we are moving from a carbon-based body, one that's more dense, more heavy, into a silica-based body. Meaning we're going to be literally becoming more crystalline. Ooh, we're going crystals. Seriously, this is how you lighten and end up becoming semi-translucent. Ooh, like a ghost. Remember, moving into 5D and higher frequencies doesn't just mean our consciousness changes, our vessels lighten too. Comment below.
Respect, ma'am. It's the greatest fraud that's been perpetrated on mankind this century. The best scenario vis-a-vis global warming is about 10 feet raising water. The worst scenario is about 100 feet. If the water on the planet is rise up 10 feet, that means the southern part of the United States is gone. England is gone. Most of Europe is gone. Most of Central America is gone. If that's the case, let's just take Florida, for example, which is one of the fastest growing beachfront condominiums on the planet. In the prospectus, when you invest, there should be, in the footnotes, if global warming is for real and water rises 10 feet, this investment you made is fuck all. Not one single investment prospectus written this century has alluded to global warming. If it were really true, the banks wouldn't invest. The banks wouldn't finance. Not one motherfucking condominium. So the people that have the money, the banks of this world, know it's not going to happen.
Hey, granddaddy went off, didn't he? He went off out that motherfucking dentures almost fell out his head saying that shit. Boy, he tight.
Russia's deadly wildfires, the smog-filled cities and poor harvest are being seen by some environmentalists as signs of climate change. Let's now cross live to London to discuss this with Piers Corbyn. He's an astrophysicist and also founder of Weather Action.
He looked like he a scientist on some shit. Like, that's that. Nigga don't give, like, when you see that hairstyle like that, that motherfucker don't care. He does nothing but science. He don't care about, material things. He barely put this suit on right. And he damn sure didn't do nothing with his hair. He does not like vagina. He just likes science. It's people out here that's like that. And he one of them. I applaud him, though. They're going to be out here doing science for real. Unbiased science. That's unbiased science. That's what that reads.
Very much indeed for joining us live there in London. So what we're seeing here is a drastic change in climate, aren't we?
Well, climate has always been changing, but this has nothing to do with man. In fact, we predicted that there would be extreme heat in East Europe and Russia this summer. And it's caused by a certain circulation pattern. CO2 does not cause circulation patterns. What causes those is a combination of solar activity and the state of the phases of the moon.
Hang on, Piers, excuse me, just a minute. You say this isn't caused by man. How come they're reporting this heat wave is recognised as the worst in 1,000 years of recorded history in Russia? And surely man has got something to do with this, hasn't he?
No,
profiling.
Nothing to do with it. The only connection is man is here at the same time as the sun and the moon are doing things. You see, a very similar situation happened about 132 years ago, where there was the same sun, earth, lunar, magnetic states. There was heat waves in Russia, and there were also floods in Pakistan as now. And in the previous few years, there was also floods in the English summers, also 132 years ago. So these things are dictated by solar activity in the moon. They're nothing to do with mankind, and those who say that are just trying to make money out of carbon.
But are we not going to see this?
Yeah, hear what he's saying? Solar activity. So all that, these fumes and this and that is creating the climate change and everything. That's cap. That radiation. The solar flares are coming from the sun. So when they were talking about the ozone and all this and that, it's just breaking that shit down. It's basically seeding the planet. You know how the sperm has to get inside the egg type shit in order to fertilize the egg and create a baby and all this other shit, right? The body for the baby, because the soul is not in there yet. Do you understand that? Like, that's what that shit is doing to us. So the sun is just busting everywhere. Everywhere. You feel me? Seeding the galaxy. And it's coming to upgrade us. some people gonna get burnt the fuck up, you know, like she probably, you know, maybe all of us, and maybe we'll transcend that way, light bodies. But yeah, being real with you.
Are we not going to see this again next year, the year on? I mean, it's quite recent that
That's a very interesting question. These things do come in bursts, and we're working on that very question, those forecasts. We did say there would be a series of wet summers in England, for example, which we've had. Now, will there be a series of these very hot summers in Russia? We don't know. We have to work on that. But I assure you, it's nothing to do with carbon dioxide. And if you stop driving around Moscow, it won't affect next summer one drop.
Well, how come then so many climate change scientists disagree with you and they get so much support for what they say?
They're on a gravy train, for heaven's sake.
You said I be talking like I know shit. Right.
And he's saying, oh, I find it weird that a bunch of these rappers, like these hood rappers, are like partying with billionaires, like playing tennis with them. Like it doesn't. They're doing things that aren't like them,
in their nature,
right?
Yeah.
And he's saying that it's weird because every time the videos of them are playing tennis with these billionaires, they're making bets. So he said, so they'll make bets, be like, oh, if you beat me in tennis, right? But it's tennis, right? These are hood rappers, bro,
Yeah.
right? So they're playing tennis, trying to get the money, because obviously this thing, like, rappers are thinking, oh, money, and then they lose. But what DJ Academics was saying that was like pretty scary is like they never say what happens if they lose. Let's say little baby loses. What do you have to do?
Hey, we was having conversations about that recently too. Like I thought it was weird.
Breast cancer is curable. Yes. Leukemia.
Yes.
Prostate cancer.
Yes. Brain tumors. I've witnessed dozens and dozens of people cure themselves.
So if I have a friend who says I have been diagnosed with prostate cancer.
I've had a few hundred people come to me this year. They're all cured. Warburg won the Nobel Prize for proving that the cause was anaerobism, lack of oxygen.
Cause of cancer.
Yes, more oxygen, which means that we can ward off disease. Otto Warburg won, and he won 2 Nobel Prizes for determining that the cause of cancer was anaerobism or lack of oxygen. And he cured thousands and thousands of people and documented in scientific research journals by raising the red cell blood count, and the people took in more oxygen, and he terminated cancer.
The thing is, people gonna look at that and be like, oh, but the thing is, look, man, it's just about a money grab. So if they can sell you something to keep you on it for the rest of your life, to pad their pockets, they're gonna do that. Simple. We're gonna keep moving though.
Seen the royal family do, the Queen Mother, and the other people you've seen in the rituals. What have you seen them do?
I've seen.
Oh, when you got that hairstyle right there and somebody interviewing you, she about to tell it all. Okay? So if you was around, just know you get implicated in this shit. So it's about to go down. So y'all get ready. I don't know if she's still here after this one.
All of them drink human blood and consume human flesh, and they have their own goblets in which they have blood, and these goblets are encrusted with jewels. And they also have their own daggers, and that the dagger goes into the goblet where these...
What time frame is this in? Like, look at his hair too. He got the mullet going on. Okay, they was back there smoking pot and having a good time back then, but now they talking about this serious shit.
Robes, but they don't wear anything underneath the robes, because what is going to happen, what the rituals are all about, they're going to shapeshift, and they can't have anything on under the robes. And there are orgy kind of things that go on at the rituals also. And
involving the royal family of Britain?
Yes, involving the royal family of Britain, and the sacrifice and the eating of, consuming the sacrifice, and they are involved in that.
And you've seen them do that?
Yes, I have seen them do that.
People in Britain, listening to what you're saying, would obviously be staggered, I guess anywhere in the world, but what would stagger them mostly is in Britain, the Queen Mother has an image of being the nation's grandmother, the nice old lady, and good old Queen Mum, what a lovely lady. What's your experience of the Queen Mother?
She is very cold in reality, and she is very cruel. She obviously, from what I see, enjoys consuming human flesh. It's sickening.
Do they go into a different state in terms of age and strength and all these other attributes when they actually shapeshift?
Yes, the human body that they choose to occupy or take when it was young, it ages, but when they take the reptilian form, these reptilians live hundreds of years, and so they have to have taken more than one human body to live in. A lot of them are much older, and I'm including the Queen Mother in this, and older than people think that she is. She's been in more than one body.
So when you seen the eyeball doing that weird shit and they try to say it was, oh, Granny ain't fall down and hit her eye, none of that shit. Like, we ain't gonna do that. She had a glitch in her eyeball. She was getting too old. She couldn't control that little reptilian eyeball from not doing this thing. People caught on, and people, you know, it's a lot of different weird videos on these people, but shit, she might be a lizard, nigga.
I mean, you know, I have always liked shapeshift.
Right. Well,
I bet. Turn it to Beyonce real quick. I know what all the men thinking, like, damn, I can't wait to get me a oh man, get my hands on a shapeshifter. What? And then you can tell her who to shape into? What? Until she turn around and eat your ass. You know what I'm saying? Look, don't think about it, man. This shit's crazy. Nigga gonna be like, turn it to Beyonce real quick.
The hand signs really mean. Think twice before you imitate your favorite rapper.
Would you like me to show them how the sign of the curse works?
Sign of the
Completely
curse?
different.
How does it go?
This is the sign of the horns. A curse sign, the two fingers extended. This way, spread apart for sort of shotgun blast, you know? The other one's the pox sign, that's three fingers extended.
A pox on you?
A pox on you. During the Middle Ages, this was...
Oh, yes.
That symbol that they're all doing, that symbol, he said, was a curse symbol of devils. That's the way they put curses on people.
Huh.
Right? And you've got people...
Who they putting curses on doing that shit to? You feel me? Like, look. Compelling us to listen to it? If you look at the cover of it, that shit, all right, whatever.
At rock concerts, they're all
like, why would they be
it,
doing that in the front of
making
masses
it
of
cool.
crowds?
There they are doing these symbols, you see, and this is another symbol. Even though it means okay, it's actually a demonic symbol that represents 666.
Well, we know what that is. That's not bad then. Because they can only say that to who?
Don't do these signs.
Motherfuckers that don't know.
They're magical signs. We have no symbols in our religion.
In Ariana Grande's Break Free music video, you can see the seal of Satan. and also the symbol used for Kabbalah.
Why is there so much one-eye symbolism amongst these entertainers? Have you ever seen anybody when you take a picture and he says, hold on, hold on. I've never seen any normal person do that. Why do they do this? Because this is their religion. They worship the one-eyed god. Horus, he's called in Crowley's mythology. Why are all their symbols with one eye? What's happening? And then the pyramid, because they believe in a pharaonic structure. They believe in an elite, and then everybody else, the masses that just follow them and do what they tell them. But Shaitan is inspiring them to do this, because he's preparing people.
And reptilians, right?
Well, goddamn.
So like I said, this is particularly common. The world leaders in politics and banking systems, the military, law enforcement and things of that nature. And these pictures was basically illustrated by Clive Burrows, right? Because he understands the concept of, the shadow figures and reptilians are able to transmute out of the three-dimensional world. That's why you cannot see reptilians, because you can only see 10% of the electromagnetic spectrum, right? Which gives you the illusion of physical matter, that puts the God gene, the God gland, in a state of calcification through frequency, right? Because that's why everything in a system is unnatural, because it's to keep you operating outside of your spiritual capacity.
This is their laboratory, okay?
Right. Okay, the Dracos, you mean, or the reptilians?
Draco reptilians.
And what do they look like?
They're ugly looking, lizard, alligator type people. They got the same skin as the lizards got, okay? And terrible looking faces. But then they have the ability to shift and look like a human. All of them do, okay?
Okay, do you think Von Braun was a reptilian?
No.
You really don't?
No.
Okay.
Hey, somebody said, I got a Draco. Hey, that gun is only good if you know how to shoot it, man. Control the recoil.
Your president, yes.
But yeah.
Oh, what? Which one? George Bush Sr.? Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Bill Clinton and this guy you got just
Obama.
got rid of. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all were.
Right.
Okay. So, and they all have this ability to make themselves look like real good-looking people.
Yeah. When they get older, they don't care. They just be telling it all. Fuck it,
Movie of a celebrity.
Really? Yeah. Are you critical of yourself? All the time. Yeah. It just gives me the creeps to watch myself.
They don't like to watch themselves.
The show Alpha House,
because
and I'm running
it's
for
not them,
office
it's the
again.
demon.
There's a big bus, and it had like a 10-foot picture of my face on it. It just, no. It made me want to go back to Satan worship. Well, I think it worked for me. It got me a career.
Let me tell you something.
And look, he was gonna try to direct them somewhere else. Oh, let me tell you something.
Video for the people that don't
He
know
said
who
it.
this is, and especially our women that decide to worship the wrong people. I know y'all heard the story about how the way she shapeshifted in front of a lot of people. And then, as you can read, her official world website posted this right here, as you see behind me. This is what it says up close, as y'all see right here in the bold statement.
Look at
It
the
says,
eyeball.
earlier this week, the Queen was seen by thousands of people in a form they are not acquainted with. We seek to assure the public that the Queen is still a queen and remains a respected and loved figure that they always have known. While she may not be human, she is a devoted leader and monarch, and she believes the subjects will grow to accept her and her family for what they are. Just think about that. What I've been telling y'all this whole time. And of course, you got Putin right here, and we already see what's happening right now with Putin. I mean, just think about this. Read this. Look how the way she literally touched this man. Like, he don't even want to be nowhere near around her. If you ever look at any of those meetings that you see all the world leaders in, he's always on the other side of the room. Like, this is real. This is serious. And
That's after the Anunnaki, he had that meeting with him and them niggas scared the shit out of him. Look, Putin don't fuck with nobody no more.
is obviously he may not be in this group with these people. Hence this war. And and everything going on. This is why. But take time and read this.
Melanin pigment, right? Right. Is so unbelievable, George. They use it in computer chips now because it has an ability to transduce electrical energy. Can you imagine this? It has this incredible ability to hold on to and transduce and manipulate electrons, electronic energy, and photons, photonic energy. It's a fascinating molecule.
It's a fast. Look, that's why we're gonna keep hitting on that. Like, they have these meetings every year, and we not even there. We should just we got to pull up. We definitely got to pull up because they have meetings about our genetics all the time without us. What y'all think that shit is about? Let me know in the comments. What could they be talking about? Turning melanin into computer chips? Do you know what certain jobs were called? Like before that, they used to call black women computers. Like they had job titles as computers. The ones that was like doing the trajectories of like missiles and stuff like that with mathematical equations and shit. Like what was that movie called? Y'all probably know it. With the black women that was helping shoot shit to outer space. But called computers.
Are you awakening?
For 5 million years, the sons of God have degenerated on this planet. Their souls have come and gone in bodies, never opening up to what and who they really were, only from time to time getting a little light into what they potentially were supposed to be. Once they were not able to call on directly the universal cosmic creator, they had to then accept false gods and false teachings by mankind who was put upon the earth later on by others to keep this Son of God in control. From greatness and grandeur, having the bloodline of the angels, they also had the higher frequency body potential of the angels. But now it was locked in an animal body and could only escape between the hours of 11 and 2 in the morning,
hidden figures,
when the pineal gland could kick in and they could come out of these false bodies and become what they really were. That's why people who dream in black and white are on the verge of ascending. People who dream in color and remember the dreams and have dreams that come in threes are prophets. And as it moves up again, they can begin to awaken and come outside of your body, look down upon your body and see that you are more than the body because you never were human. You were simply encased in human and locked in by the frequency barrier, and you didn't know who you were. Trapped on a planet who you didn't even come from, or only here for a lesson, the lesson has got to go on and on and on infinitum. Well, even the planet is getting tired of that now and is changing the frequency. What we are about the business now is awakening. As you watch the stars, you will see, and if some of you are very much into celestial mechanics, into astrology or astronomy, you will find that the constellations are not in the proximity that they were even back in 1975. They have been displaced. You will find that due to what is called the progression of the equinoxes, even the signs by which you think you were born under no longer are the signs that rule you. They are not your natal ruling signs because they have now changed 30 degrees. Time and frequencies are speeding up. Some of you should have noticed that the days are flying by. The time seems to just slip by. That's for you who are matching vibrations. You become quickened, sometimes agitated, sometimes searching for what you don't even know you're searching for, but you know something is changing, while other soulless creatures say time is still the same. It is not the same. Time is frequencing upward. It's speeding up. You must also speed up, and to do so, you must awaken those glands that can cause your body to keep up with your soul. And it means you will be mutating. Don't become frightened of mutation. Sometimes if everybody mutates, nobody notices. The first mutation will be of the soul progression, and your neuron centers will begin to clean up their act.
Facts.
Because the same Negroes getting at me saying polite don't believe in God, they are in different organizations, not the same organization. Why did they God do that? Well, how am I supposed to believe in God and the Negroes propagating knowledge about God can't even remain organized? How come they are in different factions trying to give you the impression that something good is going on, where if it was that good, they would be under the same umbrella. They would not be in different factions or different sects. If they was reading from a book other than the Bible, I wouldn't mind if they had different organizations. But if they're all reading the same book made by the man that made the sun, moon, and the stars, how can they impress upon my mind that I need to subscribe to that one God with the multiple factions? How does that make sense? mechanics. All of them are actually atheists, if you ask me. They can't possibly believe in God. Because if they believed in God, they would be in one order, on one accord. If they believed in God, they'd be in under one umbrella in one organization. All of them are atheists. If anybody is more spiritual, it's everybody else who has come to the conclusion that God doesn't exist, because a big part of spirituality is common sense. And once you lose common sense, you lose sense of spirituality.
It's a bunch of motherfuckers with no common sense.
The fleas are placed inside the jar, and the lid is then sealed. They are left undisturbed for 3 days. Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out.
Hold on, I'm gonna start this over. But yeah, being on one accord, y'all need to pay attention to this one though. To be on one accord, just like we got what 4,400 something people in here, right? How many likes do we have, man? We should be at like 4,000 something likes on here. These are people that's still on here. So go ahead and smash that like button up. But look, pay attention to this though right here. This joint right here is very important. This is going to tell you a lot about what we're going through.
Then, when the jar is opened,
hold on.
The fleas are placed inside the jar, and the lid is then sealed. They are left undisturbed for 3 days. Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out. In fact, the fleas will never jump higher than the level set by the lid. Their behavior is now set for the rest of their lives. And, when these fleas reproduce, their offspring will automatically follow their example.
Do you get it? Do y'all get that shit? That's very important right there. They never jumped over the lid, bro. That's because that's the same thing that happens when you get plugged into the system. When you go to school, when they teach you about school, they're plugging you into a system that's already set up for you to be limited in thinking. So therefore, it's a lot of grown-ups that can't even make decisions on their own. They're always consulting in somebody else when that information is already within. That's what they didn't want you to know. They didn't want you to become familiar with you. So therefore, they told you what you was going to be. Now you're living this life where you're just eat, sleeping, and shit and for real, you know? And most people just making just enough money to be broke again by next paycheck. So it's conditioning, you know, through generations. And that's why when, you know, I like to do videos like this, it kind of cracks that seal. I'm not saying that everything is a fact, but it gets you to start sparking that interest of just thinking for yourself and, you know, finding who you really are and, you know, just discovering things. But yeah, real talk though. Let's keep going though. Just had to get that out there.
About all these conspiracies. Who cares if the earth is flat? Who cares if it's round? Doesn't matter. We just gonna live and die. Anyway, we all gonna die. Don't none of this shit matter anyway. I tell you why it matters. Everything that you've been programmed to believe about reality and the way this universe works is purposely designed to hide you from who you really are. It's purposely designed to hide the true children of Israel. It's purposely designed to hide you from the true divine mother and father of creation. It's purposely designed to hide you from your roots. It's meant to hide the tree of life and the true nature of the universe and how everything is created and the true power that we have. It's designed to keep you out of balance with the yin and the yang, even down to the sexual nature and the sexual energy that everybody carries, which is the most powerful energy in creation. It's so powerful, in fact, it can bring a whole body and a whole soul into this world. All we know how to do is bust a nut. We don't even know the real power of what we're playing with. So that's why it matters. It does matter. We didn't just happen by accident. Who cares about all these conspiracies?
Controlled by the media.
I ain't gonna lie though, that flat earth shit that he was on, it made people stop fucking with his music though. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself for somebody just having a belief that wasn't It ain't like that his belief was gonna ruin your life or some shit. And they stopped listening to him. But his music is actually still dope. I suggest y'all go listen to him though. He got some dope music. And he on this type of time.
Today it all changes. We need to think how to think free. We need to be free thinkers. Then we need to learn how to feel free. People say feel free, but we don't even know how to feel free or think free. Say what you feel, positive or negative, grounded in reality. This reality has been forced upon us. It is a choice. Just like when I said slavery is a choice. The reality, we can make our own reality. We can talk about history, but not too long. We need to talk about our now, because we can fix and start loving each other now.
But the thing is, we have the resources on this planet to have a human utopia, to have respect for each other, mankind. We have that. But we're too concerned about getting the next Hollywood film to Netflix. We have the resources. There's new billionaires every day. You apply the right type of thinkers, like the Elon Musk, the people with the real ideas. Like, politics is dead. It's over with. Politics, like, these kids need some type of real truth. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna influence and I'm just gonna be me to the fullest. Because it's also with my approach, you know, it's a certain point of a level of like frustration, because waiting for everyone to agree may take too long. I'm not gonna sit inside of a corporation for 20 years. The time is now. The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Your entire life is a test. And when did you have the most anxiety in grammar school and high school? No question. On test day. So your entire life become this test. I ain't trying to say the right answer. I am just doing what I feel. My mama said trying is failing. There is no ifs, woulds, coulds, shoulds. It just is, and we just are. And it is so. It's simple. And this mentality should not be defeated. Yea, cannot die. Yea, cannot be buried. There is nothing. As a matter of fact, no enemy. The enemy is a concept that's out.
Then the list of the Aborigines in Ireland would break themselves out in peace, and that would solve the problem.
People in charge of the world.
That was a little low, but y'all get what it was on. Basically, exterminate these niggas. Like,
want more control.
Take a land.
If they gave a shit about global warming and rising sea levels, why does every single multimillionaire and billionaire buy a house on the beach? The first place they buy their mansion. I thought we were all going to drown next year. But by saying that, now there's carbon credits, carbon limits. You can't drive your car past 8 p.m. because of the environment. You can't eat meat anymore because of the environment. Stay home, eat the bugs, be a slave.
Yeah, music came on. I wasn't rocking with that. Kind of made me. Yeah, we ain't gonna do that. Not for that song, yo. They ain't, nah, not for that song, bro. They ain't gonna copyright me for that. Hell no.
Got one. Michelle got one. People you know got one.
If you know, you know.
Yo.
She didn't have a documentary for nothing that's called Becoming Michelle Obama. Becoming Michelle. From Michael, Big Mike, to Michelle.
The proper blockage. You know what I'm saying? You're not the only one with a hot man in this audience, okay? And I venture to say most of us men don't get approached like that when we're with them. That's your man.
Most of us men don't get approached like that when we're with them. That's your man.
What did you say?
Most of us men don't get approached like that when we're with them. That's your man.
Another one bites the dust.
Well, it's a copyright. Shit. They be trying I don't know. That's one. Look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't believe that one by Michelle Obama. They're gonna stop trolling her. I don't believe that. Seen these people in real
Wood's
life.
death. The fuck is that? High school that led to Chris Wood's death. High school that led to Chris Wood's death. High school that led to Chris Wood's death. Wood's death. Wood's death. Wood's.
I remember, hey, y'all remember this came out a long time ago. This shit came out years and years and years ago. This was the funniest shit on the internet at one point. But now we on a conspiracy theory video with it. You feel me? Like, now he got a lizard tongue now. Look, now we gonna check it out.
Death. Wood's death.
You can say, what the fuck is that? On TV. Looked like that shit just appeared in his mouth, didn't it? Pause. But you know, like he caught that shit in his mouth with a lizard tongue. That's what it looked like. But it could have been edited too, man. After the fact, I gotta look at the original.
My dad's school works out twice a week. My mom plays tennis 3 times a week. I love it.
There's a little bit of a overtime. She gets like a sauce in it.
I do be noticing that they be sticking their tongues out a lot in some weird situations. Like, what was she saying that required her to do that? You feel me? And my tongue ain't even that. Like, whatever. Oh, that shit flickered out.
You probably know about all those crazy conspiracy theorists that are saying that 5G was gonna kill everyone and everything. Well, I looked into this topic and, yeah, I have some stuff to present to you. EMF stands for electromagnetic fields, and all of these things are giving off an electromagnetic field that is probably not good for you. Here's a report from 2012 by the Bio Initiative on EMF radiation. This is just the sections of what they went into. Evidence for effects on gene and protein expression. Evidence for genotoxic effects, RFR and ELF DNA damage. Evidence for stress response, stress proteins. Evidence for effects on immune function. You taking phone calls and putting your phone up to your head? You won't be doing that anymore. This is a thermographic image of the head before and after.
Hey, what'd he say to you? Hey, oh, you talking on your phone? Oh, bet you won't be doing that again. You seen the big ass goddamn radiation spot? Hey, look, I'm telling you, I don't know how I know things, bro. I just be knowing stuff, bro. Like, I don't talk to people. People like, I'm on speakerphone. Yes, nigga, you on speakerphone, because I don't be putting, I just never like putting that hot phone to my face. I don't know. It was just like that, you feel me? But then you see this, I see why I haven't been doing. I see why my brain is operating at a certain frequency and certain other people's just ain't. I get it now. They shit fried. What? Like how I started off the video, had to address somebody. Your shit fried.
A 15-minute phone call. Yeah. Stop doing that. Now, this 5G stuff, wow, they're really kicking it up. You're not going to believe this, but just to let you know, they have plans for 6G and 7G already. 2G worked up to 1.9 gigahertz, 3G, 4G, and 5G. Let me explain a little further. See that? 5G operates within the microwave. Yeah, we're being microwaved. These smart devices might be the cause of a lot of our illnesses. EMF sources at home, the health risks, anxiety, depression, stress, fatigue, heart problems, leukemia, cancer. Here's some tips for lowering the amount of EMF radiation you're exposed to. And here's some ways to detox. If you're gonna do this, make sure you do it for at least 30 minutes. Some of the main symptoms of EMF radiation: sleep deprivation, fertility issues, tinnitus, skin diseases, and much more. I ordered these stickers. They're supposed to help with the EMF radiation off your phone. I will be letting you know if they work by using this right here. I also ordered this today. They both come on Tuesday.
Yeah, let me look at this motherfucker. Like, hold on. Let me get that name off there real quick, man. I'm about to gotta go look on Amazon real quick. Yeah, I'm that one. Yeah, that's me. Got now find me EMF. Yep. If I can spell it right. Well, look, I'm losing it. EMF detector. I bet, yep. A little bit more expensive than the one he showed, but where you get that one at? That one ain't gonna work. You get what you look, man. You get what you pay for. That one ain't gonna work, man.
And I plan on making videos showing examples of how bad everything in your house is. So I'd recommend getting one. But if you want to be healthier, stay away from radiation and pseudoscience, you're definitely going to want to check out my new podcast I started. Link in bio. Check out my link tree, top button. Have a good day.
Hey, they better leave that man alone. He not gonna stop making these. He not gonna stop making these videos, y'all. You can tell what they created now. See, he probably wasn't even gonna go this hard until they start deleting this shit.
What I'm saying is we deal with reality right now. I'm saying let's deal with the basis of right now. We talking about
Lauren, I
how
appreciate
kings
you.
and queens. That's all good. We discovered math and science, but now let's master math and science for right now, so we can have economic power. We have to deal within ourselves and eliminate them from our equation completely.
Apps on your phone for it when you trying to find an EMF detector.
You know what I'm saying? That's the real thing. They want us to stay low and just be kids with a little cup on the street corner getting coins thrown in it. As soon as we start casting checks, everybody start getting broke necks and wanting to stop it.
Going to bank, everybody looking at you funny. Gotta have this kind of ID, that kind of ID.
Even people in the business, they want you to play a real character, but they don't want you to be a real person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get real, everybody. But they want you to be real in front of the camera to sell tickets. But don't be real in real life. That's true.
I'll be.
He was too smart. One boy smart. Hey, man.
It wasn't me. I'm stationed up there. I'm not responsible. Bullshit. Hell, I'm a local. Most of you people know me.
Yeah, they showing too much of this one, though. We're going to have to skip that one, though. Okay.
Did you know that melanin in the brain increases from primates and reaches its highest level in the melanated human being? This means that as you climb the ladder of the animal kingdom, melanin in the brain increases. Melanin can undergo many chemical reactions at once. Melanin is an extremely stable molecule and is resistant to most experiments done by man. Melanin can combine with most known elements like calcium, iron, zinc, potassium, and sodium.
No, about
go and
yourself.
immerse in nature. That is the best thing you can do to get rid of your anxiety. Take your shoes off so you can reconnect with the earth, right? We are electromagnetic.
DRW.
The sun is electric. The earth is magnetic. We are electromagnetic. If we don't pray, if we don't meditate, the connection between heaven and earth becomes disconnected. We are the conductor. Think about it. When we pray, I mean, and I'm not going to be religious here, I'm being spiritual here. When we pray, prayer is a form of communion with the divine and with nature. And so if you were to do a visualization, when you pray, the light comes into your body through your crown chakra, and it goes through your entire body and it nourishes you.
I know that's a copy, right? All right, but yeah, we're gonna play it though without the music. Came on with the they care about us. That's what he's saying during this whole thing. But look, this is FEMA. What y'all think that is? They got bars on it. You ain't gonna be able to get out. And they're getting prepared for what? Wonder what that is.
Translated wrong. What if you found out the Bible was actually translated wrong?
Oh, it is, but it's a lot more insidious than that. What they now call the Bible is actually a counterintelligence operation to rewrite the old Gnostic texts and hide the original message. It was done very deliberately, and I'll show you exactly how it was done and what the original message was. Let's start by looking at what they actually did from the book Linguistic Archaeology and Introduction by Adon Nyland. In the chapter called The Benedictines, Language Inventors Supreme, we see that the task assigned to Benedict was to train monks to go into Western Europe and create a Roman Catholic presence in areas where many Gnostic Christian missionaries from Ireland had long been active. After the Benedictine monks had established themselves in secure monasteries, they were to do everything within their power to destroy not only the deep-rooted belief in the very ancient Ashura religion and its supreme goddess, but also to re-evangelize the area where Gnostic evangelists from Ireland had spread their own gospels, most of them very different from those in the New Testament. So what were these Gnostic ideas? We move on to the book The Apocalypse Unsealed, an esoteric interpretation of the initiation of St. John by James Morgan Price. And sentence number 1, the purpose of this book is to show that the Apocalypse is a manual of spiritual development and not, as conventionally interpreted, a cryptic history or prophecy. And that is absolutely true. In the primitive Christian church, organized as a secret society, the gnosis, or secret science, was guarded with jealous care, being imparted only to a comparative few who were deemed worthy of initiation. And we see that books that are purely allegorical and mystical have been construed as history. So many of these stories and books are taken as literal when they are allegorical initiation texts that are being deliberately misconstrued by people who are actively trying to hide it and by people who are too fucking idiotic to realize that VeggieTales isn't real. The apocalypse itself does not mean revelation, it means unveiling. And in the introductory part, Ioannis clearly intimates that it is intended for the guidance of those who, without any esoteric instruction, find these forces awakened within them by the very purity of their nature and the intensity of their aspiration for spiritual life. Gnosticism and Christianity are mutually exclusive belief systems. One is about waking you up, the other is about putting you on your knees. So the church didn't just mistranslate some Greek. They actively picked and chose what fit their narrative. They rewrote languages and history to validate their new narrative, to hide you from waking up, to hide people from empowering themselves. And if you really want to have your mind blown and see who they were trying to write out of history, go back and realize that every time you see the term watcher, it is a deliberate mistranslation of the word seer, Gnostic, Druid, Telestis, or somebody who had woken themselves up.
See, I can hear for different perspectives.
I'm guessing.
We can't play this one either, but we can run it through. But look, y'all seen this series right here, The Man Who Fell to Earth. I know we done talked about this a few times on the channel, but if you haven't checked it out, I'm telling you, go check it out. I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime. It is amazing. It's gonna tell you, look, the story. I don't want to give it away. It's gonna sound so familiar, so familiar, and it's saying a lot. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah, if y'all don't go watch that, you missing out. Cause I'm gonna spoil it next video.
Ours does. Not just any pyramid. This is a Rosicrucian pyramid, and if you don't know what that is, you know, that's understandable. It's a cult. No, seriously. It branches off from Freemasonry, which might sound familiar to you if you're educated on, you know, what organization controls the entire United States. No, but seriously, they have their hands in literally everything. There's different levels in this fraternity. One of those levels is called Grand Masters, and that is what this pyramid is dedicated to, those Grand Masters. Bruh. Not only is this kind of absurdly creepy, yeah. Ooh, that's interesting to say the least. The fuck does that say?
Dedicated to the Supreme Grand Masters, Counselors, and Subline Instructors of the August Fraternity.
Interesting. Nah, bro, what? Damn, if only this shit wasn't so pretty though, like. This is what the Freemason logo looks like. This is the road sign in my town, and look, showing who owns it all. There's also various signs in our town saying who the fraternity supports politically. They're kind of like advertisements for who the fraternity supports.
So what if I told you that the Vatican is built on an ancient initiation site to the pagan mother goddess, and that the structure of the buildings is meant to replicate a mystery school temple from Egypt? It's a fact, and I don't even need to work that hard for this one. I'm going to start with some mainstream sources, and this is a Roma Archaeologica magazine that I actually picked up at the Vatican years ago. The topic for this issue is I culti orientali a Roma, which is the Oriental or Eastern cult in Rome. Now you have to remember that the way the church propagandizes against Gnostic beliefs is to call them cults, and in this case they call them Eastern cults because they are said to come from Turkey and Persia. Mithraism, the cults of Cybele and Attis, as you can see a map here that is around Rome. And again for the so-called cults of Isis and Serapis and their sites around Rome, and for the so-called cults of Jupiter around Rome, and finally a map of the Mithraeums, the underground initiation vaults that were used in the Mithraic mysteries. Well, golly gee, there sure are a conspicuous amount of pagan and Gnostic initiation sites all over Rome. One such site is called the Basilica of San Clemente. It's just south of the Colosseum. And you can see they built a basilica on top of an initiation chamber, a Mithraeum.
That's a lot. It's a spot that I wanted to hit on. Yes. All right, so about the 100. I'll let her
talk about this.
Comment if you can relate.
Can we talk about this TV show called The 100? Specifically the last season? And yes, these blinds will continue to stay closed. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, so if you haven't watched it, get off this video. Now, in this season, there is an orb that takes you to different planets, if you have the right coordinates. Now, also on this orb, there is a code to Supreme Higher Intelligence that gives different species on planets a test, whether or not they can ascend with them. So in Christian terms, it would be like the rapture, aka Judgment Day. Now, there's this group of people who control the orb, who believe in fighting a war to save all mankind, controlled by this man who thinks he's God. They have a belief system of not feeling love, not having any emotional attachments to anything, and fighting the war. That's all they care about. Now, the main characters are being attacked by these people, and they don't care who they hurt. They all want for the benefit of themselves. A lot of fighting goes on, and these higher conscious beings are like, oh no, y'all not ready. All of this fighting, all of this anger, no love. Why would we want y'all to join us in our intelligence? I wonder if we could say the same thing for everybody on this planet. So many wars, so much disagreement, different religions, and some of them think that they're better than the other one. Same thing in the TV show, a character named Allie, she communicated with the higher beings and she said, we're not ready either. These higher beings do not want to interact with the negative energy or the vibration of humans. Probably why we haven't seen these beings integrate into our society. I mean, let's just be honest, Earth is ghetto. All these corruptions,
Yeah, we've seen this
human
one before,
trafficking,
but I like it.
So many unhappy people stuck in a cycle of this system. The consciousness of Earth right now is just not attractive. So was this TV show trying to tell us something about our consciousness? Let me know what y'all think. Stay dangerous.
Alright, welcome back to 5D Mystery School. I just wanted to give you a quick update on this food shortage. So a follower on Instagram, Jetworth, sent this to me, and I just wanted to bring you a quick update. So this was posted on June the 15th. Another U.S. food processing plant erupts in flames. Now,
it's getting late. I want to skip some of these. Because I ain't going to lie. Getting tired. Getting tired, boss. I put some funny ones in here, but we're going to skip those, y'all. I ain't going to cap. Like, it's pretty much over. Yeah, it's pretty much over. It's done. That joint done, man. Look, I'm tired. My damn back hurt sitting like this. I got to re-angle my camera because I'm trying to fit in this joint, slouching my back and stuff. But look, man, everybody in here, we got 5,000 people. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. Yeah, I got to fix my posture. My posture is trash. Yeah. What y'all saying in them comments, man? Yeah. You see my eyes red? Yeah. Heck yeah. I gotta get up early. Yeah, but look, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I got some uploads for y'all too as well. Make sure y'all got y'all notifications on. They definitely gonna be dope, but I appreciate y'all for stopping through. You know what I'm saying? You know, it should be, look, before we get off here though, it should be 5,000 likes on this mug, right? We in this shit together, right? Y'all be like, oh, I like your videos and shit, but all right, show me how much then. That's it. That's all. That's the least you can do. You know what I'm saying? You don't come in somebody's house and with your dirty shoes and walk all in their crib and stuff. And like, just, I'm just saying, just trying to get a cool way to say, just smash the like button though on your way out.